Power Teaches, and we are on CC Cycle 2, Week 7, Tutor Plans and Foundation Memory Work. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to get started in just a second, but first, if you are new here, would you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a week of tutor planning or homeschool reviews and homeschooling mom tips. All right, and if you get value out of this video, please hit that like button. You all help this channel so very much. So thank you in advance. I so appreciate it. It's such a blessing. All right, so let's get started with math. So this week for math, we are skip counting by 13s. And what I like to do is give one student our fly swatter and then they'll switch out. But as we say the 13s, I have these pre-printed papers and they're going to have the 13s on them and they'll go through and swat these numbers as they go along and then they'll give it to the next person in line. Now I kind of like to laminate them just because it makes them more durable and I can save it for tutor planning the next year. So if you don't have a laminator that you love, I will leave a link in the description below. I have one that works so good. So we'll start by doing that with our 13s. So I also have a free digital download that I will link in the description below for these cards. They're skip counting cards and they can work on those in the classroom as well, pointing to those as they skip count. So after that, we're going to skip count to our music that CC has provided for us. And what we'll do is we'll get out our little shakers and we'll shake our little egg shakers. Now, if you don't have any, I have some linked down below that you can buy, or you can just make it from an Easter egg and some rice inside. But I like to skip count, and we skip count as we do our shakers. So that is our 13s for this week. Let's move on to science. So this week we're talking about pollution for science. And what I like to do first is say, does anybody know what pollution is? And so we kind of go through that just a little bit. I like to hear their answers. And then we'll go through our science memory work. All right, so we have a lot of hand motions for this one. So first, for noise, we're going to put our hands under our ears like this. And then for air, we're going to go like this and breathe in a lot of fresh air. And then for water, we're going to go like this and do our hands like water. And then for land, we're going to reach down and touch the ground. And then for thermal, we're going to jump back up. After we're down on the ground, we're going to jump for thermal. And then for radioactive, we're going to dance like we're listening to the radio. So we're going to go radioactive like this. So those are hand motions, so we'll go through those a couple of times. And then I like to bring out a tune to go to these so that helps them remember better. So I like to sing it to the tune of the Happy Birthday song. So bear with me while I sing this. 6 forms of pollution: noise, air, water, land, thermal, radioactive. 6 forms of pollution. All right, so sorry about my singing. All right, so those are our hand motions and our tune for our science this week. Let's move on to history. All right, before we start our history, if you haven't yet, would you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss anything? Hit that like button, helps this channel so much. All right, so for our history, we are going to be talking about the Reformation. So for 1517, we just put our hands on our knees and we're going to bounce up and down like this. And then for Martin Luther, we're going to make an M and an L like this. And then for Reformation, we're going to walk in a circle like this. And then for 95, we're going to go 95 like this. For Pope, we are going to go like this. And then third, we're going to go like this. And then for excommunicate, we're going to make a big X and lean backwards like this. And then for later, we're going to put our hands forward and jump backwards like this. So we'll do later. And then for John Calvin, we're going to make a big J like this. And then for joined, we're going to go like this. All right, so those are our hand motions for history. Then afterwards, we're going to pull out our sticks to do our different voices too as we go through these. What's fun for this one is after you sang the song and maybe you pulled out sticks doing different voices, you can have each person practice putting a 95 on the wall for the night to stand for the 95 thesis, and each child gets to put it up with some painter's tape so it doesn't ruin the whiteboard, and they can be putting the 95 thesis up like that. So it's just kind of a fun way for them to remember. So making it fun always helps their memory so much. So I always like to add in those little elements, even if it's the last one that we sing for that one, they just always remember that. It's so much fun. All right, so if you are looking for week 7, 10 whistle plans, you can find that in the description below. I'll leave a link there for you for those. Also, don't forget to stick around till the very end because I will have review ideas as well. And it's super fun, it involves pumpkins, it's very fall themed. So I hope you enjoy that. Okay, so this week for English, we are doing possessive pronoun adjectives. All right, so for my, we're going to point to ourselves. For your, we're going to point outwards. For his, her, its, we're gonna go his, her, its, like this. Then for our, we're going to go like this and make a circle like this and say our. Then for your, we're going to point back out again. And then for there, we're gonna spread our fingers out like this. All right, so those are kind of our hand motions. I like to try those 2, maybe 3 times and then do something that's more fun and hands-on. All right, so for our fun and hands-on element, what we're going to do is hopscotch. So you put the words out, laminate them, and they hopscotch as they go through and say these words. All right, so that is our English this week. Let's move on to geography. So for geography this week, we are talking about peninsulas. All right, so what I like to do for this week for our peninsulas is we get those tiny little M&Ms out, those mini M&Ms, and I like to have them put them on the different peninsulas. And then we'll trace, erase, point, and do all those fun things that we always do with geography. But that's kind of a fun one. Also, just getting some little stickers out that they can put on there. Even as we get more towards October and we have little pumpkin stickers, that's a fun one. Also, I have this really cute cup available on my Etsy store. It's perfect for a Christmas gift for other homeschoolers or for other tutors in your community. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will leave a link for that in my Etsy store as well. So that moves us on to Latin. So for Latin this week, we're doing first conjugation endings, present tense. What I do for this week is I like to hide pumpkins around the room with our different voices that we're gonna do, and I tape them to the wall with some painter's tape. All right, so I tape those up all over, and they're kind of flipped over so they can't see. So I'm gonna say, go find a pumpkin and take it off the wall and bring it back. So when they bring it back, it'll say a voice or an action, do like jumping jacks. But it just kind of breaks it up a little bit, makes it more fun. They get to search for their pumpkins, hide them all over, so maybe like under a chair, or on the wall, or just different places. So that kind of breaks it up. All right, so let's move on to review. All right, this one's always fun as we get to the middle of the year. So hard to think of ideas, right? Oh my goodness, am I the only one? All right, for the review this week, we're going to do our pumpkin relay race. All right, so what I like to do is I purchase a pumpkin for each student. I think these mini ones are like $1, and I get a sticker sheet also. So first what we'll do is we'll do our relay race. I'll split the class into 2 different groups, and they'll do a relay race. And we'll have an end point. I might have a big pumpkin if I have some available to me at the very end. And what they do is they either pull out a piece of paper and they'll say, you're going to race with the pumpkin on your foot. And so 2 people will go at a time. The 2 teams will race each other, go around our big pumpkin at the end, and they will come back and give it to the next student. And after they do the relay race, all of the teams, they answer it together. Or you could just have 1 team at a time, however you want to do that. Then we'll go through and they'll pull out the next card and may say, balance your pumpkin on your head and have a race. So there's so many different ways you can do this. After they're done with this relay race and they're kind of fidgety and things like that, I like to move on after about 15 minutes or so, and what I'll do is I'll give stickers out. So each time that they answer a question, they get to put 2 stickers on their pumpkin. And that makes it kind of fun too. Or you could add markers and they get to draw on their pumpkin or something like that, just to kind of keep it up. Now, if they're really loving the relay race, keep with the relay race. But I found that at the end, as they're getting tired, putting stickers on their pumpkins is kind of fun too, and then they can take it home with them. So it's a fun little memory of CC. So that is the end of week 7. Now, if you're looking for 10 whistle plans for week 7, so check out my next video. I will link it right here, and you can find 10 whistle plans for this week too. Also, each week I will have 10 whistle plans and tutor plans for each week. So don't forget to check those out. Or if you're looking for just homeschool curriculum for yourself, for at home, maybe math or science, I have those videos linked as well on my YouTube channel. It was so good to see you today. I hope you will hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a thing coming up with the next videos. I will see you later. Goodbye.